So, hey everyone, welcome back to the special series by College Dunia, where we take interviews of all the students who have converted India's top B schools. Talking about top B schools, today we are moving towards TISS Mumbai, and from TISS Mumbai we have Panikeswar. Panikeswar, welcome to the series, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chaitanya.
Yeah, so Panikeswar, before we have a proper discussion, let's just talk about your profile before you entered TISS.
Talking about my profile is not that sensational as such, and I did my schooling at my native town. It's in Panyam near to Karnool. It comes in the district of Karnool. And after that, I pursued my intermediate or post-matric studies. I pursued it in Hyderabad, and post that I pursued my graduation also in Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology. And after which I had joined corporate world, and I worked with two organizations. One is with Amazon, and other is with Infosys. My stint with Amazon was very short, and it was not too much of a technical role as such. And then I moved on to Infosys, and there I was a systems engineer. Gradually, I became a senior systems engineer, and slowly with the time, my role has become so monotonous. I started not enjoying the job as such. So I thought of switching the role, or I thought of trying to change the kind of job that I'm doing in. And meanwhile, I got to know about TISS, and I got to know about the management roles, and I got to know about the MBA world as such. So
Right.
I tried to change my position from being a technical engineer, being a techie, to management guy. So there I started my preparation towards it, and then I'm here right before you.
Right. So Panikeshwar, students may not be very much aware that TISS does not only provides MA in HRM, right? There are also many other courses that TISS provides, right? Could you please highlight those as well?
See, this is basically an university kind of a thing. So you'll have so many schools that are integrated in that particular institute. And I would say the top schools that come into my mind are School of Social Work. It is being known for social work. And for example, if you consider our course HRM and LR, it comes under the School of Management Studies. And there are there are school for development studies as such, and there is school for habitat studies as well. Even in that particular school, there will be so many courses that will be integrated. So it offers around close to 20 plus courses are being taught.
Right. Also, Panikeshwar, you just mentioned that you had a experience in IT, right? So why did you switch from IT to HR, the typical HR domain? Why is it so?
Do you want an honest answer, or do you want a made-up answer for this?
No, I want an honest answer.
So the answer is very simple. Like, I was doing this technical role, and just like everyone, for the first 1 year, I was in the support project, and then I was told I'll be slowly moving to development projects, and whereby the learning has become so stagnant, and my projects are not actually challenging me. And so I thought, and moreover, the kind of job that you do will become so monotonous to a point that you don't need a degree to do those jobs. And moreover, like, you wanted to explore few other areas. And that's when actually management struck to me. And being in an IT, it will actually give a leverage for you, like, to understand how the other management guys work. And then this HR, what are the HR folks that HR folks do there, that actually inspired me, that actually attracted me towards particular HR domain as such.
Right. Does this only provide the HRM course, or there are other courses as well in the management domain?
Oh, like School of Management and Labor Studies entails, I think, 5 courses. The starting flagship being HRM and LR, and followed by ODCL, Labor Studies and Practice, Social Entrepreneurship. Yeah, I think these 4 courses would be there.
Also, I think there's also this healthcare management also, if I'm not wrong.
No, healthcare management is there, but it doesn't come under the School of Management and Labor Studies as such.
Okay.
So probably there are some School of Health school is there, and that in health school, if I'm not wrong, MPH will also be there, and MHA will also be there.
Right.
That healthcare management doesn't come under management as such.
Yeah. So Panikeshwar, you mentioned about 4 courses under the School of Management, right? So how do a person enter those, enroll in those courses?
So it's pretty simple. Like how do you enroll for? Like, if you wanted to enroll in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, you'll have to give an exam known as Tissnet. And based on the cutoff, while filling the form, you'll be asked to fill three courses, 3 preferences of your courses. And based on the preference, and if you clear the cutoff, it will be followed by an extempore and online online personal interview here.
Right.
And I think it is the same for the past 2 years, and it might change in the coming years, or we cannot really predict that.
Right. So talking about this, Panikeshwar, did you also, first of all, let's talk about CAT. So did you also appear for the CAT exam?
See, I think I pursued my graduation in 2019. That was the only year that I gave CAT. And then I
Right.
realized that maybe this is not too much into me, and I also wanted to explore the corporate world as such. And post 2019, I haven't given CAT as such, and I have given Tissnet particularly 2 times. The first time I gave, I managed to clear the Tissnet cutoff, and I gave the interview, but I was not able to clear the waitlist as such, and then so I wasn't given any. So I had to prepare the second time as well, and second time I was fortunate enough to make it.
Yeah. So what is the basic structure of Tissnet exam?
So the pattern would be very same, and it has been same for quite some time. It will have 3 sections. The first section would be GK. It will be about 40% of the entire paper.
Right.
And second section would be English, what you call, like they call it as in basic English. And then third section would be in CAT terms they will call it as DILR, but here it is like basic mathematics section itself.
Okay.
Like the toughness as such, it would not be so high. But whatever the feedback that I'm getting for the recent folks who has written this exam, they have actually increased the toughness for this mathematics section as such. And I'm not really sure about it. Yeah, so it would be 40-30-30. 4:3:3 will be the ratio for GK, English and maths.
Right. So Panikeshwar, typically in DLR in the CAT section, there's this thing that you don't have sets like blood relations and other things, right? You have very similar kind of lengthy sets. So I want to ask that how much extra should someone prepare for the Tissnet apart from the CAT exam?
I would say, like, if you have genuinely prepared for CAT, DLR, I don't think it will be very difficult for you to prepare for Tissnet as such. And then only there will be some concept that you need to go through, and these are not intense heavy, like, or calculation heavy as such. You just have to know the basic concept. You need not prepare as such. It will be very basic questions, like logical reasoning questions, if you're talking about that particular set. And rest of the things, if you have prepared DLR for CAT, and I think it would be a cakewalk for you, at least in Tissnet, I would say.
Right. So Panikeshwar, also, what are the cutoffs for all the management courses offered by TISS?
For all the management offers, I will not be able to provide you. Okay. But for HRM and LR, though, I think I can say you right from 2020. If I'm not wrong, in 2020 it was 72. All the cutoff that I would be saying would be for general category. Right. So 2020 it would be 72, and 2021 it is 68, and 2022 it would be 67. Right. And recently 2023 folks got it for 63. Okay. But I was also told that 4 questions were scrapped. Like what you call, the only 96 questions were considered for final evaluation, and this is also like just my perspective and not the official communication. So what all the information that I had it from the fellow folks who has given this exam, so I was told this information. So this year it is standing at 63. Right.
And also Panikeshwar, let's talk about the flagship course of TISS, which is MA in HRM, right? So a student, whenever a student sees the name MA in HRM, he does not find the MBA degree in that name, right? So let's talk about how different it is from the MBA degree, and does it really matter, the name?
Okay, so I'll just like to give a disclaimer over here. This is purely personal perspective, and I cannot be sure of what I'm saying. Right. So this comes under only perspective thing. For me personally, like, if you, I don't regard whether it is MBA or MA. So what is the amount of knowledge that you are going to retain after completion of this course, that is valid. And moreover here, like, even if you do the MA and even if you do MBA, what the society is, how the society or the industry is looking at that particular degree. Are they, at the end of the day, what are you looking for after completion of MBA in HRM and after the completion of MA in HRM? End of the day, you need the knowledge, and you need that knowledge to be put it in the organizations. That will be offered by both MA and MBA as well. Right. And I think this is one particular question we were also asked so many times in the induction as well, right? The moment you get into college, there was this saga between MA and MBA. And we were told this very funny answer ki MBA mein you will have AC setup, and in MA mein, like, this isn't, you will not have that. It's like to deeply make you very simply understand it. MA is social sciences and MBA is proper B school kind of a thing.
Right. Yeah. Perfect. So Panikeshwar, let's talk about the pedagogy followed by TISS in the MA HRM course. Could you highlight that?
Yeah. So the pedagogy particularly would be very interesting because we consider ourselves as a research-backed curriculum. Like, we say that we will be following research-backed curriculum, and we give so much of importance to experiential learning. And even if you look at the curriculum that we follow, for every semester we will be having a fieldwork. Whatever the amount of theoretical knowledge that you gain for the first few months, you will have to put that knowledge into the fieldwork Wherever the organization you join, you'll have to have this learning that is being made from theoretical classes. You'll have to put it in the organization that you go. Ideally, that should be the case.
Right.
And so you'll be having 4 fieldwork experiences, and whereby you'll be able to use what all you learned in the classes. You'll be able to put it in the organizations and test your skills as such. So that will give a very interesting perspective.
Right.
And you'll grow as a professional and person level as well. Yeah.
Right. So Panikeshwar, you mentioned 4 fieldwork experiences. Like in a typical MBA program, you have 1 year of studies and then a 2 or 3 months of summer internship, right? So, but you're mentioning that 4 fieldwork experiences. What are those?
So you need to understand that the summer internship that every other B school does is not a part of curriculum as such.
Right.
And even we do have summer internship curriculum. Like it's not a curriculum. We do have summer internship programs, SIPs they call it. But the thing is that apart from the 2 months of summer internship, we also have something known as fieldworks. Like we follow the semester model here, and we'll have 4 semesters, and each year we'll be having 2 semesters. After every semester, so you will have a fieldwork of 1 month.
Okay.
So for each semester we'll be having 1. So at the end of the 2 years, you'll be having 4 fieldworks. And every fieldwork, you enter an organization. They'll be giving a project over there. The project would be more or less similar on the lines of to what you have learned in that particular semester. Ideally, that should be the case, and you might get some interesting projects as well, even though they are not taught also. Right. So you'll be able to explore more. So that way, it will give you more of an immersive and experiential learning.
Right. So Panikeshwar, how a person enters these fieldworks? Like, is there a typical interview rounds or something like that to select the students?
So this is like as I mentioned, this is a very curriculum based, and most probably, I don't think we need to divulge this information as such. But few of the organizations prefer taking interviews, and few of the organizations will look based on the profile.
Right.
That is what I can share to you right now.
Right. So Panikeshwar, let's just talk about the campus life now. So how is the campus life at TISS Mumbai?
It's very good, Chaitanya. Like how would I say that? It's a very green school. How would I say? Like wherever you see, you'll find the trees, and it's pretty much very happy place, happy souls. And the best part is that you'll be having friends from multiple courses, which will actually enable you to look at in different ways, diverse perspectives. And that's a very pretty cool, chill campus life that you'll enjoy.
Yeah. So Panikeshwar, we all know that TISS offers one of the best ROIs in the country, right? And I think it's what is the current fee structure of TISS?
Okay, I can say for myself, like we were told that what we were told. I'm paying it right now, so I'll be telling it. Like for 2 years academically, we'll be spending 1,15,000 only. Right. Like I'm not including the hostel fees as such, but if you are given the hostel provision, you'll have to pay 31,000 for both hostel as well as mess. 31,000 per semester. So it would be 1,15,000 plus 31 into 4. That is what you end up spending.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about, Panikeshwar, the hostel provision. What is the hostel provision you mentioned?
Hostel provision, like there will be so many rules for this. Like not everyone would be able to and will be getting this hostel provisions. They'll be having so many rules. Sometimes they'll be taking the income criteria. Sometimes they'll be taking some other criteria. So it depends on that. It depends on the management to provide you the hostel facilities. It is solely under the discretion of Office of Student Affairs, if I'm not wrong.
Right. Okay. Perfect. So let's talk about the CBCS courses that TISS offers, right? So could you please highlight those as well?
Okay. So I'll tell you, like I think I should have mentioned it in the pedagogy that we follow.
Right.
So we were told that whatever the course that you enroll up for is, like say we are enrolling in HRM and LR. So this CBCS will give you a leverage in exploring the different school courses as well.
Right.
So that way you'll be ending up knowing so many schools courses. Like probably suppose you being an HRMLR students, you might want to study some of the courses that are offered in psychology. You might want to study some that are offered in some disaster management. Right. So this CBCS course will actually give you that advantage, and you can go and pursue, and you will be given credits as well, and that will pretty much be useful to completion of your degree. And also, I also need to talk to you about foundational courses. This is the most differentiating factor between this MA and MBA thing that you asked about. Right. And we will be giving so much of importance to the foundational courses, where we will be taught about how Indian Constitution has come into picture and how India has developed over the period of time. And that is technically not taught over the other B schools as such. Right. So that can be.
Perfect. Panikeshwar, I also wanted to ask that let's this NMIMS, the NMAT exam, right? So there are many colleges that accept the NMAT exam in a way, but the NMAT exam is the flagship entrance exam for NMIMS only, right? So as far as Tissnet is concerned, are there any other colleges that also accept Tissnet?
To my best knowledge, I don't think Tissnet is accepted by any other college as such. And even we have TISS. I think pretty much know that Tata Institute of Social Sciences is expanded into 4 different cities. One is in Mumbai, the other is in Hyderabad, the other is in Guwahati. Yeah, I'm forgetting the 4th one, but there will be 4 campuses. Sorry, Tuljapur. Yeah, Tuljapur.
Okay. Yeah. So, Panikeshwar, let's talk about the diversity at TISS. So, what is a typical gender diversity ratio?
I'll talk about my batch per se. I think in our batch, it is very, very interesting. The ratio is completely balanced. Like, we'll be having about 48% of females and 52% of males. And if you talk about gender diversity, but if you meant gender diversity, you meant diversity in terms of academic as well. There are students who pursued their graduation in IITs, NITs, DUs, Usmania University as well. And if you talk about diversity in terms of experience that they are having, be it freshers or work ex, and it is a fair mix of batch with about 39% or 40% of freshers and 60% of work ex. And even in the work ex also there is a subcategorization. If you look at if there are candidates from 1 year of experience, 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience as well. And you can also find candidates with some gap years who are prepared for UPSC as well. And so it is a very, very fair mix, and it will have a diverse perspectives. Like even if you interact with them, you'll get to know more.
Right. So what is the current batch strength of MA in HRM?
So it has to be 77 right now.
77, right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's talk about the CSR, right? So we all know that TISS has been very active and is very famous in its CSR activities. So could you please highlight them as well?
I don't think what are you trying to imply by saying it's CSR? So far as I know, CSR, like corporate social responsibility, it is something legally complied to organizations or companies. So I think it comes under the Companies Act 2013. So organizations will have organizations are mandated to do this 2% of CSR, but this will not be an organization as such. This will not be a party or entity to that. And this being a social sciences institute, it will always support the organizations or help the organizations that want to do their CSR activities. Yeah, that is pretty much about it.
Right. Let's talk about Panikeshwar, the job prospects, right? So of course, if a person who wants to go abroad, right? So, but he'll have a degree of MA in HRM and not the MBA in HRM. Does it really affect his future prospects in abroad?
I think again, this is my perspective. I don't think it will affect any. I haven't come across a person who was having some problems in going to abroad just because he's having an MA degree. And I think pretty much of our alumni is based out of different countries, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
So it should not be a problem.
Yeah. So Panikeshwar, could you please highlight that what type of companies come to TISS for MA in HRM and what type of roles are offered?
I think if you talk about the top companies that you talk about, what kind of companies you want? Like you wanted FMCG companies, they'll be coming. If you talk about manufacturing, they'll be coming. If you talk about consulting companies, conglomerates, whatnot. TISS is having a rich legacy for about 7 decades as such. So you name the company, it would have already been in our list.
Yeah. So Panikeshwar, there's this thing, right? So let's say a typical HR role is offered to a student, right? Currently the students who are preparing for the Tissnet, who are about to start their B school journey, they may not be very much aware what they need to do in the organization. So my point was that what kind of job responsibilities a person is required to do in its company.
Okay, that will be when you join the college, you'll be able to know all these things. And to give a perspective, even the freshers need not afraid that what you'll be going to do or what you might not be going to do. That is too much of a thing to think for now. And you'll be pretty much be doing you can think that you'll be able to end up in a position where you need to use your brain more. That is what I can say right now.
Right.
It's not gone were those days where you wanted to do administrative processes for HR. This is more of a strategic kind of a thing now.
Right, strategy. Okay, perfect. So, Panikeshwar, you just mentioned that freshers should not think about that currently, right? So, I want to
Yeah.
ask that you only mentioned that there are people from WorkX and there are people who are
Mhm.
fresher, right? So,
Yes, yes.
does having a work experience actually help in the final placements, or freshers are also getting highest packages in the right now?
So, like this will be a fair mix. Like you cannot really say that just because he's having work ex, he'll be given a due advantage as such. But I think there will be an what do you call? Every college follows it in a different way. But
Hmm.
if you are, there will be some organizations which will actually prefer the work ex candidates given
Right.
the role. Like it again depends on the vacancies in the organizations. If that particular vacancy or that particular job actually requires a guy
Hmm.
or a woman who has some work ex, they'll be preferring those candidates. In that case, you'll be getting the shortlist.
Hmm.
That is how it works, and definitely it should not be an hindrance as such. And there are few organizations which only come for work ex people as well. So in
Hmm.
that way, that is an advantageous to them as well.
Right. Perfect. So, Panikeshwar, also there's this very famous meme kind of a thing that they think that HS only make rangolis and all of it, but that's not true. We all know that. But I want you to highlight
Hmm.
that, please.
My goodness, I have been exposed to this HR meme so much.
Yeah.
Thanks to my see to all my BTech friends as such. So see, as like HR has been an evolving field since the
Hmm.
eternity. So right from when it started, it actually came as a support function, and still we are a support function. We do accept that, but it does not mean that we'll be making rangolis as such. And jokes apart, we like making rangolis. And the thing is that now the HR has evolved into a business thing. And if I were to put in the words of father of HR,
Hmm.
he would say that identify yourself in this manner. If
Hmm.
you suppose, I'll tell you, Chaitanya, are you interested in sports?
Yeah.
So which sport do you play?
Yeah. I play cricket.
Okay, cricket. Who are you? Like, are you a batsman or bowler?
I'm an all-rounder basically.
Okay, like which is okay, say which is your most preferred role, like batsman or bowler, out of
Bowling.
these two?
Bowling.
Bowler. So
Right.
how would you prefer yourself? How would you prefer calling yourself? You would be calling a cricketer or like a bowler specialized in cricket? How would you call yourself? Like say.
No, I would like to be called a cricketer, right? At the end of the day, if there's a chance, I would have to adapt to the situation, right?
Exactly. That's what happens with this HR as well. So I was just giving you this analogy to understand, to make you understand these things. At the end of the day, we are HRs, but
Right.
then we'll be taking care of the business. So first we are business persons and then HR persons. So we need to have that business acumen.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you are going to make the strategy for the organizations. So you need to have the business acumen. So precisely we are business persons, more of an HR persons.
Right. Perfect.
I like to tell that.
Right. Perfect. Panikeshwar, so you only told us that this has a very typical selection process. Like you have to first give Tissnet exam and you have to appear for the interviews. Also, does this conduct any group discussions as well?
So back in 2019 and 2020, if I'm back in 2020, folks who have appeared for Tissnet and who have made it clear the Tissnet, they would have given this group discussion followed by an written assessment test, GD plus
Right.
VAT. But from post 2021, they actually changed it to online assessment, which includes this extempore and
Right.
OPI.
Right.
So right now we do not have any scope for GD and VAT as such, but we do follow extempore and OPI, which is fairly good enough to GD plus VAT.
Right. Panikeshwar, let's talk about the extemper, right? So, what was the topic that was given to you in your extemper, if you could remember?
Okay, I think we have already spoken on that particular topic. I was given this topic as CSR, corporate social responsibility.
Okay.
Is it a marketing gimmick? Is it a marketing gimmick, or is it really done by the organizations to actually make some change in the society?
Right. So, Panikeshwar, how should a student approach his extemper? Because extemper is a topic that you are given impromptu, right? But you have to speak for like 2 and a half minutes, right? So, how should a student approach it, and how should a student prepare for it?
I would say like you just have to go through all the topics that particularly they'll be testing your knowledge in this. So you need to have a variety of topics knowledge. You don't need to, suppose if you're looking at a topic, you need not do that PhD or research on it. Just to have a basic idea, you should be able to speak at least 2 minutes on it. Just have increase your knowledge horizon over there. and then just structure it, give it and like say this is a very how to call very rational like very common format. Give it an introduction, give it a body, and give it a conclusion, and
Great.
try to give it the same to all the topics that you think that worth preparing for extempore.
Perfect. So Panikeshwar, let's just finally talk about the OPIs, right? So in your interview, what were the things that were asked to you? How was the interview? How long was it? How many panelists were there? Please tell us everything.
So there will be 3 panelists, and my panelists were about I think 2 guys and one ma'am, like 2 professors and 3 professors, out of which 2 are male and 1 is female. And it started with an extempore topic on CSR, and then it led to this OPI thing. And my interview lasted for about fairly half an hour and more than half an hour as well.
Okay.
It lasted about 27 to 30 minutes. And they test your knowledge on HR domain as such. And they'll also talk to you on very they might ask your education qualification. And the intent is they'll see how passionate you are about HR. This is one thing that I particularly have seen in my interview, and we have like so many of my peers have given the interview. They would have a different experience altogether. In my particular interview, they were checking about how passionately do you want to come to HR, because I come from an IT background. They might ask why HR as such, and in any interview you are supposed to prepare this why HR. Like you would have your own answer. Please make it more meaningful. Don't use just like that I wanted to give it to. Just have some rationale for it. There will be a reason why you are here. So make it more meaningful in that way.
Right.
And they'll also check your HR knowledge as well. All right.
Perfect. So Panikeshwar, that being said, let's wind up our interview here only. And do you have any final words for all the Tissnet aspirants who are coming to TISS, whether they're for HRM course or other courses? Any final words for them?
So I would say, like, to all those who have cleared this particular Tissnet 2023 Tissnet, I think they're having their interviews from tomorrow. I think the date today is 12th April and the time reads 11:10 right now.
Right.
So tomorrow from I think sharp 11 a.m. or sharp 10 a.m. they'll be starting their interviews. To all those folks, my congratulations for clearing this Tissnet, and all the best for your interviews. Hopefully I'll be able to see you or interact with you as a senior. And to all those who haven't cleared, and to all those who want to prepare for Tissnet, and my best wishes to you. And TISS is a wonderful place to land up in. And what to say about it? Like, just make it count. Give it all. You'll be able to get in.
Perfect.
And remember this thing. I would like to end up with this thing. There's this Paul Coelho statement: "Make the universe conspire for you." Like, desire so big and so passionately that the universe will help you to conspire it.
Right. Perfect, Panikeshwar. So thank you. Thanks a lot. And to all our viewers, we first of all the very best. And we hope we were able to add some value to your preparation. And remember, all HR persons are first business person and then HR people. And remember that. And that being said, let's just wind up our interview here only. If you found the video interesting, consider subscribing to the channel College Dunia MBA. Like the video, share with your friends, spread knowledge and enjoy. But be calm, because your interviews are tomorrow. Stay calm, stay happy, be yourself. And thank you, Panikeshwar, for doing this.
Yeah, like, share and subscribe College Dunia.
Thank you, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much.
Thank you.